Pepsi 20-ounce for just $5 with 7 rewards. Craving satisfied. Valid through 4/29/25. See app for details.
The Monster Brew Bus is ready to roll to Volusia County, Saturday, March 29th. Tickets are on sale now. One bus is sold out. So our friends at MCA Transportation added a second bus. You can join us at Ormond Brewing and then Crimson House in New Smyrna Beach. Spend the day with your favorite monsters. Enjoy free beers, live music, and lunch from Jersey Mike's. Special thanks to JustCallMo.com, MCA Transportation, and Jersey Mike's. Get tickets at realradio.fm/brew.
Men, trouble in the bedroom? Not anymore. Premier Men's Medical Center restores your sex life in just one visit. Their painless breakthrough treatments eliminate erectile dysfunction and PE. Here's a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Have Viagra or Cialis let you down? Premier Men's Medical Center offers the most effective treatments that eliminate ED and PE, with men lasting longer than ever. 98% of patients see instant results on their first visit.
Premier Men's Medical Center's breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, regardless of age or medical history. Your consultation and first treatment are free. You'll see instant results in the office. Plus, qualified patients get their testosterone checked free. Call 407-337-5569. 407-337-5569. To restore your sex life in just one visit, call now. 407-337-5569.
It's Ram Truck Month, where right now at your local Ram dealer, well-qualified current FCA lessees get a low-mileage lease on the 2025 Ram 1500 Bighorn Quad Cab 4x4 for $369 a month for 42 months with $3,999 due at signing. Tax, title, license extra. No security deposit required. Call 1-877-RAM-5722 for details. Requires dealer contribution and lease through Stellantis Financial. Current vehicle must be registered to consumer at least 30 days prior to lease to qualify. Extra charge for miles over 35,000. Not all customers will qualify. Residency restrictions apply. Take delivery by 3/31/25.
You've heard me talk about the wonderful windows and doors at Renewal by Andersen and what a difference they can make for your home. But why just take my word for it when you can hear from Chelsea from Renewal by Andersen herself?
Thanks, Deborah. Renewal by Andersen's custom-built, energy-efficient Acclaim Impact windows and doors will not only enhance the beauty and value of your home, but also increase your comfort. Plus, these windows and doors are made to reduce outside noise, creating more peaceful living environment.
So make sure you take advantage of Renewal by Andersen's 31-day spring sale. Chelsea, what are you offering for the month of March?
We're excited to offer buy one, get one 40% off windows and patio doors, plus 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for 12 months.
Bonus, first 50 callers save an additional $25 per window.
Visit bestwindowsflorida.com to schedule your free consultation today. Official partner of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. License number CGC 1527613. Restrictions apply.
Brought to you by the Capital One Saver Card. As a founding partner of iHeart Women's Sports, Capital One wants to help you hear more about today's top female athletes, learn more about your favorite teams, and earn more, like unlimited 3% cash back on dining, entertainment, and grocery stores. So enjoy the game, the meal, the show, and earn unlimited 3% cash back with the Saver Card. Capital One, what's in your wallet? Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Last November, we won. President Donald Trump won a great victory for America First. But the war's not over yet. On April 1st, Florida's resolve will be put to the test, and radical dark money groups are funding Josh Wheel's campaign to stop Trump's agenda, reopening our borders, raising our taxes, setting us back decades. That's why President Trump picked Randy Fine to lead, a true Floridian and a real America First patriot. Florida deserves a leader who will fight by Trump's side. Randy Fine and President Trump are fighting to halt the border invasion, stop skyrocketing property insurance prices, protect access to Medicare and Social Security, and stand up to the anti-Trump cabal in Washington. On April 1st, put America first. Send Trump-endorsed Randy Fine to Congress, because if Florida falls, America could be next.
I'm Randy Fine, candidate for Congress, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Randy Fine for Congress and the Republican Party of Florida.
Hey, it's that mortgage guy, Don. Good news if you're considering a reverse mortgage. Rates have improved again this week. Get a same-day quote at thatmortgageguyDon.com.
With thatmortgageguyDon.com.
Accidents don't just happen between the hours of 9 to 5. That's why we make ourselves available to talk with you 24/7. For a fairer fight, day or night, you know who to call. Farah and Farah.
Orlando.
If you want your windows there in weeks, pick up the phone and just text Reese.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Coming to you live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Accidents happen, but Mo's here to help. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Visit JustCallMo.com or call 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. An iHeart radio station. Make us the #1 preset on your car radio and on the free new and improved iHeart radio app. Listen for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good. It's just the way the world works. So to hopefully save everyone a little time and or energy, here's this. The opinions that you hear are those of the host and callers, and not those of iHeartMedia, its management, or advertisers. You are now listening to The Jim Colbert Show on Real Radio 104.1.
That's right, guys. Here we go on a Tuesday edition of the Jim Colbert Show. Thank you so much for tuning in. We appreciate that, as we do every single day. And we do have a good program set up for you this afternoon. We'll get you caught up on what's happening in the world. Deb does that every day around 3:20 for JCS News. 4 o'clock hour, what you do that's new. We'll go over Jack's choice of Black Mirror's Striking Vipers episode, then find out what the listeners have to offer, because that's what week it is. 5 o'clock hour, it's trivia, Modest Mouse tickets, Monster Brew Bus tickets, Pride versus San Diego Wave tickets, all kinds of fun stuff. We'll end it up with It's Only Money. Scott Brown from Edgewater Family Wealth will drop by to talk about how you can get your portfolio in order, maybe save you a little bit of money, make your life better as you move through life. We'll end it up with You Heard It Here First. Of course, as always, your calls, texts, and talkbacks every single day. Find us on social media. That's easy as well, guys. Facebook and Instagram at The Jim Colbert Show. On X, just at Jim Colbert Show, and all day, every day at JimColbertLive.com. That's where you can check us out on YouTube. Watch us do the thing. Give us a like and subscribe while you're there. And, of course, you can always leave a talkback. That's easy and free. Just get that iHeartRadio app. Go to Real Radio. You'll see that microphone. Use that to send Jack your comment on whatever we're talking about or just in general. And we'll get you on the air in no time. Remember, when you're there,
good.
Make us your first preset if you don't mind. That always helps us out quite a bit. How you guys doing on this wonderful Tuesday? As summer for sure starts setting in.
Oh, careful now.
Oh, no. There's no careful.
Spring is less than a week old. Yeah. Already summer.
Oh, buddy, listen, you know what it's supposed
Here
to be
in
like?
Florida?
Yeah. The average temperature in the next 5 days for the remainder of this month will be about 85 degrees. It's already warming up. So summer is officially here. The spring that we love, which is about 14 days of great weather, is now come and gone, Jack, and we're preparing ourselves accordingly for the sweltering summer.
I heard Noah Bergeron, a friend over at Fox 35, predicting a handful of days will be in the mid-90s before the middle of April.
Yeah, it's going to get earlier and earlier. This morning I walk outside and expected it to be a little bit, that stereotypical chill you have this time of the morning, and then of course, it gives way to nice, warm afternoons. Was dealt with a warm morning, which was nice.
Surprise.
In the 60s, very nice.
How you doing?
Doing all right today. How you guys? Watch the C-SPAN. By the way, let me just urge every listener that if you ever want to just get the unfiltered, idea of what's happening in our government or what happens, if you watch C-SPAN, there are no pundits per se. It's just a direct feed of what's happening in government.
Yep.
So that way you don't have to worry about anybody's opinion trying to manipulate what you see or feel as a human being as you watch it happen in real time. And I would strongly suggest that everybody take a peek at the hearings this morning in C-SPAN regarding the intelligence leak yesterday and how a reporter was added on to a text message about an attack in Yemen on the Houthis. I don't care what political spectrum in which you find yourself. Everyone should be alarmed that this happened. And again, if you would just like to see it without any filter from any news organization as it trickles down through their sands of truth, if you would like to do that, just go to C-SPAN. They're playing it ad nauseum today. Matter of fact, they played it immediately again after it aired this morning. That way you don't have any outside influence. You can just, as a human being, look at that information and glean from it what you will. And just let your ethos take over. That stuff your grandma and grandpa taught you maybe? That stuff your mom and dad went out of their way to taught you? Maybe your pastor? went out of their way to teach you, about how to see right and wrong and how to kind of feel what that feels like inside when somebody's completely BSing you right to your effing face.
Yeah.
That's what you should do today. I suggest that to everybody. That's my What'd You Do That's New. That's my preemptive strike for What'd You Do That's New. Go check out the C-SPAN of that happening in that hearing today. That was pretty fun to watch. I got to be honest with you. Pretty darn fun to watch.
My favorite was the emojis used.
Yeah. It was just the
bomb and the fist bump.
It was an interesting thing when they asked the
flag.
director of intelligence which phone she used during this text message exchange, and she couldn't even answer either it was her personal phone or the government phone that she's issued. Just would not answer the question. Simple question. Which phone did the text message happen on? Can't come up with an answer. Can't do it. Can't do it.
That's okay. Just check with our adversaries. I'm sure they can tell you.
So anyway, just go check that out. It's pretty fun to watch. I watched it this morning. That way I can be an informed host for you guys as I kind of try to get information as it rolls through all the filters that are television and or social media. And I will not tell you to kind of take that information in from any of those sources. Please just go straight to the source itself. Go to C-SPAN, watch it unedited, unreviewed, everything. Just the raw feed of what happened in that room today. That's all you need. And then you can put whatever perspective you want on it. You can kind of run your own filter through it. You can build your own excuse machine for it or whatever. But you just watch as that happens in real time of those people who are supposed to be the leaders of those organizations claim they had no idea what was going on, no clue that somebody was in Russia when that was happening. No idea. These are the leaders of our intelligence communities. No clue. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Jack, I want to know where you want to fight.
Wait, what?
Where do you want us to have our first fight?
First? I don't think that's the first. You mean first physical
No, fight.
altercation?
Yeah, we need to figure out a space where it's going to be good for us to have a physical altercation. Where's that good for you?
I've got one question before I answer that.
The music.
He gets a hold of this.
Just like I said.
Yeah, it wasn't as bad. Can I tell you? It wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. Because the way that the texters framed it, like, oh, yeah, great choice, Jack. Great choice, Jack. This guy will completely come unglued at the seams if he has to watch this. As if I've never been around gay people in my life. But it was
not gay.
Huh?
But not gay.
But not gay. It was a very interesting. What?
Very interesting. Very much.
It is gay.
But it's not.
It is, though.
But
It
it's
is
not.
because the feeling was there. It's gay. Like
No,
the feeling of them and what they were feeling inside for each other, regardless of how they were acting it out, is gay, right?
No, because you remember they kissed. They kissed to see if it could be replicated in real life, and that was when they realized they, as bros, had nothing. It was only when they were in the character.
Oh, maybe I missed that part of that. Maybe
you should watch it again.
Well, no. Don't laugh like that at me. How dare you? I'll have my portrait taken down.
The only laughter I had, so yeah, no doubt.
I'll have my audible portrait taken down.
All right, let me call the ambulance.
But I did kind of understand what you're saying, but I didn't get that part at the end. Now that you explained it, I completely understand how the ending happened. Because when they transferred from that scene into the kind of the ending collage of scenes, as they kind of explained.
That's where I got a little bit confused.
See, that's exactly
was toward the end, but I specifically was thinking, because you have to remember, Jimmy, I watched this with half an eye for myself and the rest of them for you.
Yeah.
Because I said to Chris, oh, God, my Tuesday.
Yeah.
Oh, God, my Tuesday.
I thought the same thing, but I was thinking of that day. I was like, oh, God, my Tuesday. But it was not my Tuesday.
And I realized, I was like, oh, automatically that's because that would be the easiest assumption to make until they twist it at the end.
Yeah.
Where they're like, all right, let's just see. Is this something in real life? But they felt nothing. And this
I
will
don't know,
save
dude.
for 4 o'clock.
I don't know. I don't know. Well, we'll save it to 4 o'clock, but I'm not 100 on that one.
That's a shocker.
I may have an alternative. I may have some alternative facts for that.
No.
Yeah, maybe so. All right, 407-916-1041. We did not get to talk about 23andMe filing bankruptcy yesterday. I had that at the top of my list. We never got to it, and now, of course, it's a perpetual story as it moves through all the news scenes and the what can or cannot happen with your information. Will it go up to auction? How people should delete their 23andMe profile. But in reality, I've heard that deleting your profile on 23andMe is not a piece of cake.
And it's not that easy. And again, you have to assume that on the other end, it is being done. And of course, that's their honeypot is your DNA.
Yeah, they could actually just delete your contact information and keep the actual file. Because Jack, you have one, right?
I do.
Yeah, do you worry about this at all? My wife has one as well, but we really haven't talked about it.
Yeah, as I believe the state attorney for California was recommending going in and deleting your account and telling them to delete the account. Today I planned on researching that a little more on those steps. But what I really wanted to do first was save what information I do have.
Right. I would think they would make it available for like a mass download of some sort, or maybe because your file when you log on to 23andMe is just a cloud file, right? It's kept on their servers.
Sure.
You're just getting access to it. What you're saying is you would like the entire file, and then they would basically delete the fact that you ever even had business with them.
Yeah, I want a copy of it just for the information that it does provide, which is interesting information.
Sure.
Then I would like to delete what's there.
Right.
Well, kind of like the Joanne bankruptcy, probably sooner rather than later, right? Because the CEO has already stepped down. And
she stepped down or get stepped down?
No,
I think she got stepped down. Did she not?
I don't know those details. I just know that she stepped down. But the bigger issues, if you remember, the scandal back in the day with Ashley Madison.
Oh yeah.
Also offering to go in and delete your information so that others and they didn't do it. So again, you have to trust that even if you go into preferences under 23andMe and ask to have your file deleted, there's no way for you to check.
And that's interesting because in reality, there is no real reason that 23andMe should allow you to do that, because isn't the value of the property now in bankruptcy even for a possible sell to kind of recoup anything? Isn't the value of the company the information? So if they start allowing people to come in and just delete those accounts, they really have nothing to sell anymore. They have no way to.
Well, who's to say, so where are my rights? If I agreed and I didn't, and specifically, they used to send all different types of agreements. Would you like to be included in this, where we would use your information, but we wouldn't have your name on it? Or would you like to be included in this? And you could say yes or no and agree to certain things. So you have certain rights. So where does the rights of a would-be buyer end, and where do my rights begin?
Right.
For my personal information.
Where's the value in the information? I know we talk about
insurance companies, research companies, pharmaceutical companies,
just data mining.
Data mining.
Yeah, that's it.
You have access to the predisposition of millions of Americans' health information without having to go through all the rigmarole of getting their permission
or paying for studies.
Paying for it. I mean,
which are hundreds of millions of dollars. People do not realize how expensive those things are.
Which is part of the reason why you have to assume that it's not in 23andMe's best interest to really delete your information. Like you said, Jimmy, they might find a legal workaround of just deleting your contact information or tying it to you personally, but there are way too many companies out there willing to spend big money for that data.
And I don't know how many people have 23andMe accounts, but I heard something
millions.
I heard it was like in the 20 million range or something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a relatively good percentage of American population.
That's enough for any research facility that wants to get its hands on, say, sickle cell.
Do they
or diabetes?
Well, I mean, obviously, 23andMe did not have a good plan going forward with this. They were fully expecting people who initially got on with 23andMe to continue asking for information or doing that. But once the people kind of found out that novelty information they got up front, that's pretty much where it ended for most people, right, Jack? I mean, would you agree with that? Or
yeah,
just people kind of found out where they're from, their backgrounds, what they may have medically, or all that fun stuff that you can talk about around the water cooler. But outside of that, I don't know that people really thought it had much value.
Well, it did. I thought, it's not too dissimilar from TikTok, right? There's one product, and that's the person's interface with my use with that product.
Sure.
And then there's the back end of data mining and repurposing that data.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Same thing with TikTok, right?
Right.
You know, it's the fun app is what we get to use. The data mining is really the whole point of the whole
Right. Yeah.
And I think they just couldn't get past, like, for people like myself and yourself. I would love to do Ancestry.com. I'm just not sending my DNA,
exactly right,
the very building blocks of myself, to some company so you can tell me what part of me is Irish.
And I don't know if they really kind of planned on online security being a brushback as well, but there's certainly no question. And what you just said also factors into growing that audience. You know, just a number of people just simply, it's almost like electric cars. People are just like, well, I don't trust it. I don't want one because I don't believe in it. I don't trust it.